Hi and welcome. We know you've had a very busy sale this season for Girl Scout cookies, so let's take a look at how to wrap up that sale in eBuddy. Now let's take a look. We know the end is near, but let's look at your inventory. Do you still have some packages? Do you need a late booth sale? Did the girls reach their goals, or have you had to make some adjustments along the way? If you do have inventory to move, let's see how we can help you with that. Now, to wrap up the sale, you're going to want to apply sales to the girls so they can cumulatively earn their rewards and their cookie dough. However, if you're going to make a troop to troop transfer, you're going to want to do that first so that you are only applying packages that your troop truly owns. Let's see how we do that. To do a troop to troop transfer, the receiving troop is going to do this transaction. Go to the Transactions tab and click Add a Transaction. This is similar to a cupboard transaction, except where it says second party, you're going to pull that down to pick troop. And then it will open up on the right a field for you to enter the troop number you are receiving cookies from. You can edit that receipt code up above to anything that you want because you will see that on your sales report. So edit it to what's going to make sense to you. Make sure that the product movement says add product because you, as the receiving troop, are adding to your inventory. Then you can enter as many packages as you are receiving from the other troop. It does not have to be in full cases in this part of the transaction. And in the contact area, you can put anything that's going to make sense to you, any note that's going to help you identify what this transaction was all about. And then when you're done, click OK. On the next screen, you'll click Save, just like you have before. And there you are. You'll see under the receipt code exactly what you notated it as. You'll see the second party, and you'll see the product added to your troop. And as I said, you'll see it right on the sales report. It is on the receiving troop as a positive number. The troop who gave the product will see the exact transaction, but with a negative number. Now it's time to credit the girls for their sales. There are two ways to do this. If you've had booth sales, the easiest way is through the booth recorder. Now we've gone over this feature in other webinars, but it bears repeating. Enter the number of packages sold across the top, and then check next to each girl whoever participated. Apply the appropriate number of packages for each girl manually, or you can click that purple button that says Distribute, and it will evenly distribute between the girls. Then submit sale. The other way to apply the sales is on the Girl Order tab. The inventory from your sales report will be reflected at the bottom, and whatever cookies have not been credited to the girls yet will be in that difference row, that very bottom row. It will be a negative number, and what you're going to want to do is make sure that that is a 0 after you have apportioned all of the product to each of the girls appropriately. To begin, you're going to click on a girl's name. This will open up a field at the bottom, a row at the bottom, for you to make entries. On the left, if you want to add any notations such as booth number 1 or booth at the corner store, maybe it's goal getter 1, goal getter 2. Then you're going to put the appropriate number of packages under Cookie Other or Cookie Booth, whichever. And then if it is the specialty cookies, meaning the s'mores or the toffee-tastic, please do separate the inventory that you're applying accordingly. So regular cookies would go under Other, specialty cookies under the special columns. If the girl has made any payment to you, you can add the payment here, or you can make a separate transaction instead, just add payment instead if you're not applying packages. Then on the right, click OK. Then on the next screen, click Save. You'll see here's the transaction. It's been added to her sales. Now you can click either Return to Summary View or click the Girl Order tab itself and go to the very next girl and repeat until you've completed all of your girls. There we are. Zero difference is perfect. That's the goal. You want to make sure all of the packages are applied to the girls. Throughout the sale and now at the conclusion of the sale, your sales report is the best summary of your Girl Scout cookie sale. You're going to want to print this out so that you have it for your year end financial report, as well as refer to it beforehand so you know what your final sweep is going to be. Your troops per girl average will dictate the proceeds. It begins at 65 cents per package, and when your per girl average is 150 or more packages, you will increase by 5 cents. Note that the tier does not change the 65 number, but it adds an additional tier of 5 cents separately. When the per girl average is over 200, you will receive an additional 10 cents, so that one row of tiered rate will combine and be reflecting 15 cents at that point. It will also list 10 cents separately if your troop has opted out, meaning that you're an older girl troop and you have chosen to receive extra proceeds in lieu of rewards. This total proceed amount times the number of packages received will be your total troop proceed listed on the lower left. And then the right section lists what your total amount due to council is minus the amount paid on your behalf so far, and that leaves what your balance due is to council for that last sweep on April 6th. Cookie dough will be issued in May. This 19-digit code will be emailed this year to the primary email address for each girl. It's not going to be a physical card this year. It's going to be valid through March 31st, 2019, so plenty of time to plan for using that cookie dough. It can be used as in past years for membership, for camp programs, for up to 50% of a council sponsored event fee, or at the trading posts at our camps. You can also, of course, use it at our stores, our mountaintop shop either in Williston or in Bedford. It cannot be used online for GSUSA's retail store, just here within our council. Just remember that. When registering for camp or for membership, you'll just use that 19-digit code, as we have in the past, right on the paper registration form. If cookie dough is not going to be used by the girl, it can be shared with a relative, a family sibling. It can be donated to our Girl Assistance Fund, or it can be applied to another girl who is going on a destination trip or one of our council trips. There's more information as to how to apply cookie dough right on girlscoutsgwm.org. Click under cookies, you'll find the cookie dough page. Next, it's time to submit your rewards. Go to the Rewards tab on eBudde and click Fill Out. On the next page, you'll see everything is going to automatically populate this year. There aren't any choices to be made, so simply click Submit Reward Order. Then, once you do receive the rewards, you can come back to this page in eBudde and click Girl Report. It will list the girls and it will list what each girl had earned. Real easy for you to separate and distribute. Now, do you still have some cookies? That's okay. There's still time, and let's talk about how to handle that. If you are having a late booth sale, let us know at the office. There's a form on our website that is very simple to fill out just to notify us. Because the cookie locator is no longer working, we want to be able to direct people. They still do call the office, so we want to make sure that they know where to find you, but also that there aren't two troops vying for the same location. The product sale coordinator does not need to approve late booth sales, but it's nice if you want to let them know. Follow the same guidelines as for a regular booth during the season, such as town permits or store permissions. You're going to deposit all of the money for the late booth into your account. Remember, when you had to fill out your zero out your difference row, you may have to anticipate which girls will participate in this late booth so that they can take advantage of those sales for their rewards. Deposit all of the money into your Troop account. Finance will either sweep you on April 6th, or if you have an alert because of the late booth sale, they'll make arrangements with you in order to make that final payment. Now, we do ask that you don't try to sell cookies past May 31st. We know that these are starting to lose their freshness by now, by that time, and the quality is not as good. We don't want customers having inferior Girl Scout cookies. Warmer days mean less ideal conditions for storing them, so please make sure that you make plans to have your last booth sale well before May 31st. Now, maybe you don't have quite enough packages for a regular booth sale. Let's talk about some of the ways that you can move some of this product. As we said before, communicate with other troops to do a troop to troop transfer. And if you need a little help, ask your community product sale coordinator to possibly reach out to other communities. Maybe they can reach a little further and help you find those troops that are searching for more packages. Think about local businesses in your community. Think about realtors, bankers, hair salons, car dealerships, insurance agents. Now, these are types of businesses who perhaps have either key customers or have employees that they may want to give a perk to from time to time. For example, if a realtor sells a home, they might like to give a couple of Girl Scout cookies to them, a couple packages to them. That's a wonderful welcome to your new home. Welcome to this very family centric community. And what greater way than to give a couple of packages of yummy Girl Scout cookies? Maybe it's an insurance agent who just had a new policy opened up. They may want to give a package of Girl Scout cookies to that new client to welcome them to their business. A banker, think about that. A new mortgage, a new account. Maybe it's a great way for that bank to say thank you to those customers. Sometimes, perhaps, car dealerships or hair salons have a waiting room. They might like to purchase Girl Scout cookies to put out for people to enjoy while they're waiting, either for their hair process or for their car to be maintained. Those are certainly some thoughts. You know your community best, so think about the businesses in your community and how they might be able to utilize Girl Scout cookies. They can't resell them, but they certainly can give them. Think about gifts from your own troop. Maybe you'd want to assume the cost for a few packages of cookies. If you've had anybody as a guest to your troop, what a wonderful way to say thank you to that guest for being a part of your year's experiences for the girls. Have a nice box of cookies for them as a great thank you. Now, also think about some civic groups in your community, Kiwanis, Lions, anything like that. They're probably having some year end banquets. Maybe they'd be interested in purchasing some Girl Scout cookies for their refreshment table, the dessert table at the end of their banquet. What a nice thing for them to maybe put on their table saying, proud supporter of Girl Scouts in our community. Then maybe you don't have quite enough for a big booth sale, but maybe a little mini booth of gift of caring. Feature an American flag, talk about how you're supporting the military uh, by sending Girl Scout cookies to our soldiers, sailor, airmen, and Marines. Maybe it might be a telethon kind of a thing. If you have older girls, you could have a little phone bank and have all the girls reach out and do a little telethon some afternoon and be able to say, we have a few more packages of cookies that we'd love to send to the military, excuse me. Can you help us by purchasing an extra package? Now let's just take a look at the rest of the calendar for our cookie season. March 26th is the last day the cupboards will be open. So if you had a transaction from the 23rd, you can return up to 25% of that transaction. If you did want to grab a few more cookies, whether it be for your freezer or you know you've got a booth sale coming up later on in the month, this would be the last day to obtain cookies from a cupboard. Of course, those could not be returned, but by all means, if you think there's something coming up in your town that you'd like to sell, absolutely, we're happy to accommodate. March 28th is the last day for troops to apply sales to girls in eBuddy. So make sure that you have taken care of that difference row by March 28th and submitted your rewards. April 2nd, that's the last day for service unit folks. Uh, Community product sale coordinators will be able to make any last minute submitting if you missed it on March 28th. And on April 6th, it's our final sweep. That's the balance due. And again, from March 26th to May 31st, if you're having a late booth sale, that would be your window of time to have your last opportunity for a great successful season. I'm sure this has been a very busy time for your troop, and honestly, it's been a great year thanks to all of your hard work. Think of all that your girls have learned through this sale and how proud they must be that they reached their goals. Talk to your girls about the sale. Now, this is very important. Help them see that full circle, that they had goals and wishes. They set out to work hard to reach that goal. And at the end, even if they maybe had to make a compromise, they reached their goal by their own actions. This is what our program is all about, helping girls learn that they have the ability to become self sufficient and confident. If you have any questions now or as the season has finished wrapping up, please send us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you, love to hear how your sale went, love to hear what either helped you or maybe you could have used to be more helped throughout your season. This will help us build a bigger and even more fabulous opportunity for girls next year. Thank you for all you've done to help your girls have a successful sale. It's been altogether awesome. For further information, as always, contact customer care at girlscoutsgwm.org.